In example 2, we're going to use a difference identity to evaluate the cosine of negative pi over 12. So looking at the unit circle with our special angles in radians, we're going to change these denominators to a common denominator of 12. So pi over 6 would be 2 pi over 12. Pi over 4 becomes 3 pi over 12. Pi over 3 is 4 pi over 12. And we want to find two angles that we subtract and get pi over 12. If I take 3 pi over 12 minus 4 pi over 12, that would equal the negative pi over 12 I'm looking for. So I'm going to rewrite this as the cosine of the quantity 3 pi over 12 minus 4 pi over 12. And that is the cosine of pi over 4 minus pi over 3. So looking at my cosine identity for the difference, right, I want to be careful about this notation. So the cosine of A plus or minus B, I'm going to be using the minus, right? I want the cosine of A minus B, which means when I get to this next symbol, the minus plus, I'm using the one on the bottom. So I'm going to use the plus sign for this side of the identity. So the cosine of A, which is pi over 4, times the cosine of B, which is pi over 3, and then I'm going to add the sine of angle A, which is pi over 4, and that's times the sine of angle B, which is pi over 3. Okay, so we just applied that difference identity for cosine, and now we're going to substitute the exact values for each of these trig expressions. Cosine of pi over 4 is asking for the x-coordinate up that angle pi over 4, and that's the square root of 2 over 2. Then we multiply that times the cosine at pi over 3, which is the x-coordinate at pi over 3, and that's a 1/2. Then we add, and the sine of pi over 4 is asking for the y-coordinate at pi over 4. That's a square root of 2 over 2. And that's times the sine of pi over 3, which is the y-coordinate at pi over 3, root 3 over 2. And then we can simplify to get square root of 2 over 4 plus square root of 2 times square root of 3 is square root of 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. And adding those fractions, since we have a common denominator already, becomes the square root of 2 plus the square root of 6, all divided by 4. We can check that answer in the calculator by evaluating the cosine of negative pi over 12 and comparing that decimal to what we got as our answer, square root of 2 plus the square root of 6, all divided by 4. And we see that both of those decimals are equivalent, and so our answer is correct.